Hello, my name is Bill Madigan, and I would like to thank you for viewing this presentation of the Mental Development for Reading curriculum, or as we like to call it, the MD4 Reading program. I'd like to begin by putting some minds at ease by clarifying what MD4 Reading is not designed to do. MD4 Reading is not designed to make anyone a better teacher, revolutionize the classroom, or transform a school system. We firmly believe that the system is not broken and is staffed with talented, hardworking, and dedicated people. What I am here to propose is a valuable tool for school systems, administrators, teachers, parents, and students to help struggling readers to become independent, literate human beings. Very few people know that 82% of human beings are mentally hardwired from birth to become fluent readers with a reasonable amount of instruction. It is a testament to you, our educators, and your school systems that we have a standardized system to teach all these children reading efficiently and effectively. Unfortunately, that leaves 18% of students who are not hardwired from birth to become fluent readers, and these students are disconnected from the reading process. This is, of course, a tragedy, which leads not only to the failure and frustration of the students trying to learn to read, but failure and frustration for our teachers, administrators, and school systems. What are we as educators going to do for that 18% of our students who we struggle mightily to teach to read? Is there one answer to address all the needs of all these students? The answer to that question can be found in an unlikely place, right in the brains of the students themselves. I have said that 18% of your students are not hardwired to learn how to read. What I did not say was that it is quite possible to build the neural pathways these students lack, and once they have those neural pathways, teach them to read. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the focus of the Mental Development for Reading program. Although reading looks quite easy when it's done correctly, reading is a complex mental process that requires a great many neural pathways to fire automatically in the correct order and in very rapid succession. Many skills are being used in conjunction with each other, literally in the blink of an eye. Rewiring the brain for fluent reading is not as strange as it sounds. Every teacher in this audience has linked neurons in the brains of their students with focused learning. So why hasn't all the time and effort teachers put into remedial reading had the desired effect? The answer is that the struggling readers teachers are trying to reach lack very specific neural pathways in areas more basic than the ones taught in a reading curriculum. These prerequisite skills areas must be in place before a human being can be taught to read. What I'm proposing is a way for educators and school systems to build the neural pathways their struggling readers need in a classroom using a minimum of teacher time and expertise and without exploding the budget. By leveraging technology and taking a page out of the playbook of industries such as medicine, aviation, the military, and others, we can build prerequisite skills and show children how to use those skills with very little human interaction. In fact, this is one case where too much human interaction can be undesirable. How do we provide a struggling reader with the skills they need so they can show the world what they and their school systems are capable of? The answer is remarkably simple and at the same time complex. We are going to ask the struggling reader to do very specific things, some of which will be frustrating and require numerous attempts before they are successful. These attempts, both unsuccessful and successful, are what builds the neural pathways we are looking for. Can anyone think of something that children do over and over again even when we don't want them to, and regardless of how well they do it? If you said video games, you would be correct. And when we use video games to build the neural pathways needed for reading, it is referred to as digital educational training, which is quite different from teaching. Contrary to what you may read, not just any video game will improve reading. All games have to be designed for specific tasks and in a matrix that will guide the struggling reader in building the skills they lack. And that is exactly what the MD4 Reading program is. Think of it like a pilot learning to fly in a simulator. The practice they receive builds neural pathways in their brains that makes flying a plane second nature. Our goal is to make reading second nature for your struggling students, and we can do that very effectively and efficiently with very little expenditure of school systems, time, and resources. In the long run, you will spend less on a struggling reader when they become fluent than by trying to accommodate them for their educational career. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to this short presentation, and I hope you found it interesting. A great deal of elaboration and explanation will be required to gain a complete understanding of the MD4 Reading program, and everyone at EduGameStar stands ready to provide you with additional insight and information. I hope you will contact us for assistance.